I've been spending the last day or so finishing off this wall here, and I thought I would talk about a little bit of the technique that I've used to work on the wall. I've got the 2x4 that runs up, and I physically attached it, and you can see it right here. It's a 2x4, and these are the 2x10s that are supporting the sink, the one that runs through, and I've attached the 2x10 to the frame with rivnuts and bolts, and also this 2x10 that runs behind with a carriage bolt into the metal frame of the van. And then I ran a 2x4 up and attached that to the metal frame, which I'm attaching the shiplap to. And then on this side, the shiplap is running underneath the plastic molding that's on the van, and there's the metal frame that it is going to be resting on. So the shiplap, I'm sure most people know, is got a lap on one side and a groove on the other. And it simply slips in behind this metal, or this plastic, fits in like this. So that's shiplap. Now, in order to fasten the shiplap to the wall, I've used some adhesive and a couple of screws into the shiplap. And on this side, I've skimmed off some thin pieces of wood off a 2x4, and I use this LePage's PL Premium construction adhesive, and I've used this on several spots throughout the van, and it really sticks things together. Wood, metal, glass, and you can't get it apart. So it's very permanent. So what I've done on this side, I've trimmed or shaved off a piece of wood, and I use this industrial adhesive, coat the back side, and attach it to the metal frame. And then when I put my shiplap in, I coat the top side and the shiplap, slide it in. So on this side there are no screw nails in the wall. It's simply industrial adhesive. It's simply using the industrial adhesive and these wooden spacers. So I'm actually evening out this board, because if I did put that in, the board would not be flat with my 2x4 on this side. But as the van concaves out, it's getting a little bit further away from this metal support structure on the right, so I'm going to put in a spacer at the bottom here for the final one, and use this industrial adhesive to attach it. And that way my shiplap, when it goes in, will better line up flat on this side. And then I'll just, put the industrial adhesive on. I'll use a screw nail just for the heck of it, and it'll just be held on this side with the industrial adhesive. And that's how I'm putting the shiplap wall together in this location of the van. There was a black cable that in previous videos you saw hung down, and that's 110 volt 3-wire. And so I'm going to attach 110 outlet here, because I'll need that for charging electric wheelchair. So the electric wheelchair will back into this corner, and I'll use this particular connection to charge the wheelchair, plus ever what else we might do. Might want to run a curling iron or electric toothbrush on the sink here. I'm also going to put in a 12 volt plug right into that location there. So we need to wire that up, and I need to wire this up and then finish off the wall here. I also added a dowel onto my shelf here, because taller things will be sitting in here and I don't want them to tip out. So yeah, I drilled a couple holes and slid a dowel in, and I'm painting it up. An upgrade to the cabinet. So I want to put another 12 volt bus bar in so I can power up my USB port in the sink area and maybe some other devices. So you always want to put these bus bars in areas that are going to be accessible. So I decided that in this location I'll put it here on this 2x10 underneath the sink, and when I close this in I'll make sure that I have access to this bus bar so I can either add more circuits or do troubleshooting. So always fun drilling upside down. There, a positive and a negative bus bar that I'm going to feed power then up to my USB and maybe some other device such as a fan, or it might be a light. But anyways, I can add more devices here. This is going to be powered from the 12 volt junction box from the back of the van, which I am running a wire from. And wire strippers. A good set of wire strippers saves a lot of time. Let's see if I can get this out where you can actually see it. Let's see, I'll go this way. Of course, black is negative. Red is positive. You want to twist those wires good. Slide it into the sleeve. Good set of wire crimpers. Squeeze it, and then I always move it up a little bit. Give it another squeeze. It's on there solid. So on the USB, of course, there's prongs, and there's a light color and a dark color for positive and negative, and these are just push-on connectors. Another handy device to have is a steel fish tape, so you can easily string wires through these channels. So I've strung the fish tape out to this far end, and then I just simply pull the metal strip through, and out comes my wire. There was a lock washer on that nut that I didn't know fell off, hit me in the glasses. That means you should be wearing safety glasses, which these are, like eyeglasses, but that might have gone right in my eye if I hadn't had those glasses on. Well, I've got these two bus bars, the positive and negative, mounted under the sink, so I can start to wire up some additional lights and whatnot. So I think what I'm going to start on is some under the cabinet lighting. So I just finished drilling out another hole in this front cabinet over the sink, so I can mount another light. And this particular light is going to be on a dimmer switch. I'm going to mount a dimmer switch on the wall about here, and that dimmer switch is going to control under the cabinet here, and then maybe the lights that are going to be under a cabinet on this side of the van, and then some under the cabinet lights over here. So that's the plan, and I'm going to basically utilize this junction box that I've put underneath the sink to make it all.